just consider this piece. And if you go through this image in this parabolic mirror, but you have to go from here higher, and you can see those pearls inside this body. The pearls which are in the spoon are down those pearls that are there. So there's something in this image that tells a lot what is the configuration, the synthesis of the configuration of those different matters and elements, and which is, by coincidence, I thought about the state of the mirror, and it's through this mirror that this alchemy is going on in this piece. The image disappeared and reappeared, so in a certain way we can use this accident to talk about the appearance of things like they are. They had to appear, as in psychoanalysis they used to say, the body just takes form in the moment of one recognizes itself as being an image of what it is, as being recognizable in the mirror. So in this moment we constitute ourselves as the body. I'm not totally interested in the body from this moment on. I'm talking about those kind of bodies that appear as they appeared in a certain moment where they are still not there, what are starting to appear. But we forget about these phases where ourselves we are not what we are, and we are not a body. I mean, we recognize ourselves in the mirror, indeed. But there is a moment for all of us that may happen, and this moment is related to what I was calling eros. I think that during love, which means in the full potency of the energy of conjunction, there are moments where two bodies and even what is surrounding them, the temperature, the sun or the water which is around, and those two bodies are just one. They become one body, and this may happen to everybody. So this is the kind of body that I try to make appear here. And this body, this appearance of this body in love, in Eros, under Eros influence, it's very fugace, it's very etheric, and you really mean another state of mind to try to put together, to make it concrete, to make it appear and being there. I tried that in this exhibition. So we kind of have this heritage to try to search in the deep of the well, in the darkness, in the limits, in the borderlines of life, the big adventure through the unknown, to try to discover new things. And this, in a certain way, through the Romanticism, was kind of related to the pulsion of death, to Thanatos, as they used to say. And in a certain moment from my life, I tried to understand that there were as much mystery as there is in this situation than into light, into what we call life. Let's say life in a more general term, like as a metaphor. And like looking to a stone and seeing that organization of matter populated by something that they used to call soul. And so that brought me into this more clear vision and more positive vision about mankind. And and I became very positive about that, to the point that I think that in maybe 10,000 years human being will be really right. I think that there are a lot of influences. Each artist rebuild a kind of art history, and obviously the surrealism in my formation was very important because it was rescuing different states of mind that still interest me, and I feel that still interests people. I mean, we have to look at surrealism not like an ideology, like it maybe had become, but a way of research, an instrument to research things. And well, yeah, I think that we can say if we don't think about, just imageries or what publicity made surrealism become, I do believe. I mean, the first things that you read in the André Breton manifests, and well, so many artists that went to that way. I think they're still on, as modernity is still on, but it's not just the unique way, maybe, as we used to believe. That was the way. I think that what had happened in Brazil last century is that all this strange mixture that happened kind of anticipated the cultural situation that Europe is living in a certain way now. So the experience of modernity in Brazil should deal already with all this miscegenation. I mean, we didn't need to go to see African masks. I mean, the African masks were alive. They are being produced in the same moment as European thought was being produced as well. So this gave kind of great experience for the actual moment to those guys working in Brazil now. So it may be positive. It may be positive in the sense that the identity has been always a strange problem in Europe, and even having been Rimbaud talking about I'm not me, I'm the other, it's still difficult for a certain way of thinking to understand that you can be just the dynamic of being and non-being in each moment. I mean, in Brazilian modernity they talk about cannibalism as being the Brazilian form once that we were able to eat the culture of the other and get the energy from the other eating it, like in the anthropophagic rituals. And well, I think that we did do that as the Americans, not Americans as well. They ate the European culture and they produced different kind of things. So. But I think that more than that in Brazil, what happens with this inaptitude of eating the masks systematically is that they become kind of vicious in this idea of changing identity, to the point that maybe the right identity for the Brazilian heritage for young guys the fact that their identity is just the continuous changement of identity. So it becomes a kind of abstract model for a way to being, and it responds in a certain way to the principles of modernity established by Baudelaire and Rimbaud. So it's a kind of good situation for them to work now.